The Maya and the Chichen Itza by HUBBARD. Chichen Itza. Welcome to Chichen Itza, the dazzling Mayan city that became a very powerful place between 950 and 1200. At this peak, Chichen Itza was an Ali-inspired complex of pyramid temples, ball courts, and roads that over 30,000 people called home. Later, it was abandoned and was reclaimed by the jungle, only to be rediscovered centuries later. Your time travel guide. Congratulations for buying this time travel guidebook, the must-have companion for travelers' journeys into the past. The guidebook will give you expert advice on where to stay, what to see, and how best to spend your time at Chichen Itza. Top travel tips throughout will give you the lowdown on what to bring, where to shop, and which local delicacies to sample. Journey back. In the 21st century, archaeologists visit the site to try and understand the people who lived at Chichen Itza. But now, with time travel technology, we can journey back to find for ourselves. So buckle up and prepare to beam into this magnificent and mysterious Mayan city. Top tip: look out for jaguars, ocelots, pumas, and other big cats living in the jungle around Chichen Itza. But don't get a fright. Chichen Itza nobles also wear the skins of those animals as clothes. Top tip: what to pack? Plasters. The people of Chichen Itza believed they need to spill blood to please their gods. They do this by poking sharp points through parts of their bodies. If you are tempted to join in, maybe a small pinprick will be enough. Putting Chichen Itza on the map. Construction of Chichen Itza began in around CE 455, and it was built up by different rulers over several centuries. Today, Chichen Itza is made up of a complex of stone buildings that cover over 10 kilometers of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. This map has highlighted the key areas of interest in Chichen Itza for time-traveling visitors. To learn more about each highlighted area, simply turn the page numbers on the map key. Where is Chichen Itza? There are many Mayan city-states in the region of Mesoamerica, which covers the 21st century countries of Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. Many major Mayan cities have been constructed in the jungles of the Mesoamerican lowlands. Chichen Itza, however, is located near the coast. This is good news for time travelers who love to swim in the sea. A brief Mayan history. Early Mayan people were farmers who built their villages in around 1500 BCE. By CE 200, they were building large cities for thousands of people. However, by around CE 900, most of the large cities were abandoned. Chichen Itza became the main Mayan city and was ruled over by a group called the Itza until around CE 1200. Chichen Itza means at the mouth of the well of the Itza. Look out for the natural wells called cenotes as you travel around the city. Top tip: what means war? Chichen Itza is a warmongering city that signals its intent to fight its neighbors with beating drums, blaring trumpets, and a lot of shouting. However, other ceremonies can be similar in nature, so ask a local person if war is about to begin. Stare into the sacrificial waters. Time travelers typically began their Chichen Itza stay at the sacred cenote, an underground well situated just outside the city. Chichen Itza has several cenotes that provide people with vital fresh water. The people of Chichen Itza make offerings and sacrifices into the sacred cenote so that their gods do not let the water run dry. Sacred sacrifices. Time travel worried about running out of water during the stay can make an offering at the sacred cenote. The people of Chichen Itza often throw in their prized possessions such as copper bells, jade figurines, and gold masks. However, they also sacrifice people, including children. The sacrificial victims are usually prisoners of war taken after battle. Watch out for monkeys. The Maya believed that before using maize, the gods made people out of clay and then wood. The wooden people had no respect for the gods, so they were chased into the jungle. Here, it is believed that they became the monkeys you can see around Chichen Itza today. People of the maize. The Maya believed their gods made humans from maize. Maize, the staple food and water to grow it, are therefore of great importance to the Maya. At the sacred cenote, offerings are made to rain god Shaka, so he will provide water for the crops. Walk into the city. From the sacred cenote, time travelers can walk along the ceremonial causeway into the city. This is one of the dozens of roads connecting Chichen Itza and the surrounding region. These roads help the Chichen Itza ruler to communicate with his people and allow trade to reach the city. How to build a Mayan road. To time travelers from the future, Mayan roads may not look like anything special. They are, however, a marvel of ancient engineering. Built from layers of cut rock and rubble, the sides of the roads made strong and large boulders and paved on top with bright white limestone. This ensures each road is solid and raised off the jungle floor around it. Spot the traveling traders. Visitors to Chichen Itza should look out for merchants who carry a fan of walking sticks and a bag to identify who they are. Among the many trade objects merchants bring in and out of Chichen Itza are salt, quetzal feathers, jade stones, and stingray spines. Stingray spines are used to make a body part, such as a tongue bleed. This is an offering to the gods. Watch out for straying road users. It is customary in Chichen Itza to say a prayer to the gods when crossing a road. Make sure to leave them in peace as you pass by. See the Serpent Temple. Time travelers will be awed by the towering temple of Kukulkan, which stands at the center of Chichen Itza. Dedicated to the serpent god Kukulkan, the temple is where the city's priests communicate with the gods and perform ceremonies and rituals before a crowd. Days in the serpent ceremony. A must-see ceremony for visitors takes place during the spring and autumn equinoxes. This is when the last rays of the sun catches the serpent sculptures on the temple steps, making them look like they are crawling down to the bottom. As this takes place, priests burn incense from the top of the temple, and there is chanting from the crowd below. Count the steps. Every part of the temple of Kukulkan has been built with symbolic meaning. The 91 steps on each side, pumped with final steps on the top, equals 365, the number of days in a year. Energetic visitors can climb each side to check. Walk to the top. The priests have given permission from time travelers to climb to the top of the 24-meter high temple of Kukulkan. This is a steep climb, so take a moment to marvel at the construction. The temple has been built from thousands of limestone blocks, all cut to size using stone tools. More amazingly, still today, temple has been built older and older small temple, which was originally built over a cenote. Peek at the jaguar. Although usually closer to visitors, there is a door at the top of the temple leading to the original pyramid. This contains rare treasures: a chameau figure, a jaguar statue painted red with jade spots and white flint teeth. Ask a helpless priest if you can take a peek. Where to stay? To experience luxury living in Chichen Itza, a stay at the Red House can be arranged. The Red House is a royal residence raised on a high platform on a richly decorated with ornate wall carvings and a lavish red interior. Only the most important people and time travelers have the privilege of visiting. Food for feasting. The Mayan rulers, nobles, and priests hold grand parties with feasting, music, dancing, and storytelling. Time-traveling guests can attend such an event at the Red House. Here, servants will bring you avocado, papaya, chili peppers, and sweet potatoes, squash, and tomatoes. You will also be fed the typical Mayan maize tortilla, a fat cake often filled with beans, vegetables, and chili paste. Meat-eating time travelers will be able to feast on deer, monkeys, iguanas, and the long-snout tapir. A drink made from fermented maize and honey will also be served, but be careful as it is very alcoholic. Don't choke on the cacao. Cacao beans are the most valuable foodstuff in the Mayan world and only enjoyed by the rich and powerful. The beans are made of a thick drink, chocolate that is spiced with chili and tastes very bitter. However, make sure not to choke on the drink as it will be a great insult to your host. Stay an everyday home. While the Chichen Itza nobles live in a large stone-built, peasants and workers live in simple wooden homes with whitewashed walls and roofs, thatched with jungle leaves. Inside the houses have earth floors, pots of storing food, and hammocks to sleep in. It is cheap to stay in a peasant's hut and highly recommended as an authentic Mayan experience. Watch the warriors. The rulers of Chichen Itza are protected by two things: a wealthy society and a powerful military. It is the job of Chichen Itza warriors to protect the elite and fight against neighboring cities. These wars provide a vital source of prisoners for human sacrifice. Time travelers can check out carvings of these gruesome rituals when they visit the Temple of Warriors. Don't tremble at the temple. The Temple of Warriors is a scary sight. It features feathered serpent columns and carvings of warriors, eagles, and jaguars devouring human hearts. At the top is an altar and statue of Chichen. Chichen is a mysterious god shown lying down with a bowl in his stomach to receive offerings. Human sacrifices is performed at the temple, so those time travelers with weak stomachs should end their visit at the carvings below. Watch out for fat dogs. Many years ago, the Mayans tamed wild dogs, but they also sometimes fattened them up and ate them for food. Other dogs are sacrificed to the gods, while some are simply pets. What do warriors wear? Mayan warriors, including members from all levels of societies, from nobles to peasants. Visitors to Chichen Itza can tell the warriors apart from their different outfits. Ordinary warriors paint their bodies black and red, carry wood clubs, slingshots, and spears, and wear thick cotton breastplates. The top warriors are easy to spot. They wear jaguar skins and quetzal feathers. Time to shop. After the unnerving Temple of Warriors, time travelers can unwind with a visit to the market. Stroll past the stalls selling local handicrafts as well as exotic exported goods from around Mesoamerica. Market days are a special occasion in Chichen Itza where merchants come from all over and market judges make sure no one is being cheated. Buy some handicrafts. Chichen Itza is famous for its rubber objects and painted vases. The rubber is extracted in liquid from the rubber trees to make balls and small human-like statues. These statues are often thrown in the sacred cenote as offerings. Visitors to the market will also find an abundance of Mayan textiles woven in bright colors and patterns. Look out for masks made of hammered gold. Gold is rare in other Mayan cities, so these gold masks proven that Chichen Itza trade routes reach as far as modern Panama and Colombia, where the gold comes from. Marvel at the Mayan jade. The Mayans are well known for the jade figurine mask and jewelry, all created with sharp chisels made of obsidian stone. Jade's green color is of special significance to the Mayan because it symbolizes sprouting green maize. Jade earplugs are in great demand right now, but time travelers should not try and wear them. The Mayans start making holes in their earplugs from infancy, which is how they get them to fit. Better to barter. Time travelers should remember to bring something to barter. As there is no money in Chichen Itza, if you take some cacao beans with you, you will be able to exchange them for anything you want. What to wear? Time travelers will find it easy to spot a person's status of Chichen Itza. The ruling nobles wear expensive clothes that dazzle and amaze with the splendor. Workers and peasants stick to plain, practical clothes. Dress like a noble. Dressing like the Chichen Itza nobles may not be possible for time travelers. Only the rulers, nobles, and priests at the top of society wear elaborate headdresses, jade bones, and shell jewelry, leather, sandals, clothing of intricate patterns, and capes made from skins of wild animals. They also tattoo their bodies and file down their front teeth into sharp points. Time travelers wishing to look like a noble should be aware that there is a waiting list for the jaguar skin capes this year. Stare at the flatheads. Normally, it is rude to stare, but if you see a noble with a flat-shaped head, you will be expected to admire its beauty. The shape is achieved by tying a board to an infant's head to flatten it over time. This is considered the height of beauty in Chichen Itza. Dress like a peasant. Instead of dressing like a noble, many time travelers prefer to dress like a worker or peasant so they can blend into the crowd. Ordinary Chichen Itza males wear a simple cotton iron cloth around to the waist, and females wear a plain square dress called a hupil. Both sexes go barefoot and wear a cape made of cotton or animal skin to cover their shoulders. A day at the ball game. Chichen Itza is famous for its enormous ball court, the largest ever construction in a Mayan city. No stay at the city would be complete without watching a ball game. However, time travelers need to be prepared. Mayan ball games are deadly affairs, where people can be sacrificed as part of proceedings. What is the rule? To play the Mayan ball game, two teams complete the score goals by flying a heavy rubber ball through the rings positioned along the court side. Players can use all parts of their body except their hands and feet. In Chichen Itza, the game is slightly different from other cities because a bat can be used to hit the ball to protect themselves. Players wear thick padding around their waist, knees, and elbows. Make sure to watch out for a stray ball. It will hurt if it accidentally lands in the crowd. The ball court rings are about 8 meters off the ground. This ball court wall carving right shows the game's mythology origin and the statue shown of the ancient ball players. Leave early to avoid the death. The ball game is designed to represent its mythology origins, and humans are sometimes sacrificed to symbolize the killing of the brothers and the underworld gods. Time travelers don't have to stay for the part of the game. The story of the game. Time travelers can see the ball game's mythology origins carved onto the ball court's outer walls. According to the story, two brothers, Jun Japu and Wakub Japun, awoke the gods on the underworld by playing the ball game too loudly. The gods challenged the brothers to a match, but once in the underworld, they were deceived and beheaded. However, the brothers were avenged by their children, the hero twins, who eventually defeated the underworld gods. See the stars. Enjoy your favorite Chichen Itza night out. Time travelers can visit the charcoal observatory. From the window dome of the raised building, you can watch the priests study the skies and track the movements of the stars and planets. This is how the Mayan calculate the passing of time and make predictions about the future. Predict the future. The charcoal observatory has been especially built to observe celestial objects moving across the sky. These movements, which include the sun, moon, and planets such as Venus, are then used to plan important events. These events may be crowning of a new ruler, the decision to go to war, or the need for bloodletting rituals of human sacrifices. The priests also believe the skies can help predict the future, such as the coming of the end of the world. What predictions will you make from the charcoal observatory? What day is it? And Chichen Itza people calculate the time based on the passing of day. The night, day turning to night represents one main cycle of every day. Mayan life. The Mayan record these cycles in a detailed calendar. One of these calendars has 365 days in a year. Another calendar, called the Long Count, gives the starting date for the creation of the world as August 11, 3114 BCE. Use your fingers and toes. The Mayan count in groups of 20 and use all of the fingers and toes to do so. Time travelers should therefore get ready to take off their shoes and socks when discussing numbers. Communicate like a Mayan. In Chichen Itza, communication is key. The ruler makes decisions based on information from the priests, and orders are sent out to the people along the city's road networks. Chichen Itza's spoken language may be hard for time travelers to understand unless you come from Central America. In the 21st century, dozens of Mayan languages are still spoken there. Be a scribe for the day. Scribes help the ruler govern the people. They are often born into the job and serve as close advisors to the ruler. However, a special offer to time travelers, the Chichen Itza scribes have agreed to give them a day's work experience. This will include teaching visitors how to write the names of glyphs, the Mayan form of writing. Learn the language. The dozen of Mayan languages are all based on mother language called Proto-Mayan, first spoken in around 2200 BCE. Proto-Mayan later evolved in languages such as Xhokan and Zeptalin. The people of Chichen Itza speak a language called Itza, which is where they get their name. Time travelers should try to use some common Itza words such as Ja, which is water, June, one, and Il, which means sea. Unclothe the glyphs. Mayan writing is made up of picture words called glyphs. They are arranged in blocks. Many of these glyphs are inscribed onto walls, pieces of wood, and tall steel columns. Other glyphs are written in books made of folded bark paper called condols. Condols often like a fan and contains details of prophecies, astronomical events, calendars, and stories from Mayan mythology. The Mayan love asking time travelers to unclothe their glyphs. What do you think they say? Visit quick. The residents of Chichen Itza believe they live in the greatest city of the Mayan civilization. However, even they admit it cannot last forever. Priests watching the stars are predicting a time of great turbulence and terror. So visit now before Chichen Itza's golden age comes to close. Chichen Itza's decline. Chichen Itza was one of the last great cities of Mayan civilizations. After dominating for over 200 years, the city declined as the rulers